What's up, everybody? This is Joel with 7th Level Reptiles. We're back for another video, and today is going to be great because I'm going to be showing you some of the best, most beautiful babies that we've hatched out so far this year. Some really exciting clutches. Some of them you may have seen pictures or another video when we cut the eggs, but this will be the first time revealing these babies out of the egg, cleaned up, and I got to tell you, these are some knockouts. I'm really excited about these babies. There is one special one in the last clutch that I want to show you and kind of talk about what's going on with it. I almost said her. I don't know if it's a he or her, but we'll take a look at it. So stay tuned for that. And at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about some sad news that happened with one of these clutches. And we'll kind of talk about how, you know, breeding has its highs. There's a lot of highs. There's a lot of great things about breeding these snakes, but sometimes things don't go quite right. They don't go the way we plan. And we get some lows in there as well. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit at the end. So if you want to watch and see the awesome babies and then cut out, I understand. It won't be graphic or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about some of the things that sometimes people don't talk about when they're breeding animals. Things happen sometimes that are unavoidable. Sometimes we don't know why they happen. And so I just thought we'd talk about it a little bit because somebody talked with me about it years ago and it was very helpful. So I'm just going to put it out there, and if you want to hang in till the end and listen to it, then please do. So without further ado, I'm going to grab these clutches, and we're going to take a look at the babies. All right, so let's start with this beautiful pied clutch that we hatched out. Now, they've been a few days out of the egg, so they're starting to come back into, or they're starting to go into their first shed. So let me just pull them out here. Man, yeah, this guy's really dulled up in the last 2 days as he's going into the shed, but this is a beautiful, I think, OD pied, possible leopard. So in this one, we can have Orange Dream and Orange Dream leopard pieds. We didn't get any straight leopard pieds, I don't think, but I'm not real experienced with leopard pieds. So we'll give them some sheds, and then we'll try and make a better determination. So I'm just going to show them off for now and try not to guess. But this guy looked a lot better 2 days ago. Or a girl, not sure which. Whew. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can keep them from escaping. From getting mixed up. Let's get these out here. I'm going to save this one for last here. But look at these gorgeous babies. If you can see that. Look at these. Look at these. Zoom in. Look at these three babies. Aren't they awesome? We'll get our first one out. Back out here. Oop, got a little mess. Well, all right. And this is the last one, and also in shed. Now this one is really throwing me off. Look at that gorgeous baby. Now it really looks to me, if I didn't know any better, like there's a pastel gene floating around in there. But there shouldn't be. That shouldn't be possible. But we'll just take this quick glimpse, because once they shed out, you'll see just how truly awesome and colorful and bright these babies are. But this is our all pied clutch. All of these babies are 50% possible het clown. So it could be that if we get the right female, we may keep one or two of these and get them tested. And hang on to them. But some of these, once they're eating and had some meals, they will be available for new homes. So keep this in mind if you've been looking for an awesome pied combo. Now let's go over to the next clutch. These just crawled out. So the last two crawled out this morning. Let me see if I can get them to stay still here. And we'll try and get the non-visual clowns first. You may have remembered, if you watched the video from 2 days ago when we cut these, if 2 or 3 days ago. If you didn't see that video, check it out. I'll put a link down in the description here. But come on. They always like to tie up in knots here. But look at these four babies. These are our non-visuals, obviously. So I think we have 1, 2, 3 that have OD. These two are definitely pastel. So again, we'll wait till they shed. Maybe pastel orange dream. We've got an orange dream here, and we've got a wild type here, which I don't know. You tell me which you like better. I really like the wild type, or the classic, some people call them. Classic sounds so much better than normal. But these are some cool looking babies, and all four of these babies here are 100% double het for clown and pied. So could be some really powerful combos come out of these babies. I'll put them back and we'll get out the clowns just to show them off. And again, you saw the egg cutting. These kind of blew my mind, but here's the first one. This is going to be, I believe, an OD, pastel OD leopard clown. And I believe this one is also pastel OD clown and looks very leopard-like to me as well, with these side patterns. But you can tell, like, this one is so much busier on the pattern than this one. But their heads look very similar, very similar coloring, and the blushing on the dorsal, and these high contrast, just like this spotting looks very leopard-like. And now we got the last one. This is the last egg that we cut. And just saw this baby, and she blew my mind. I thought, man, this is just an amazing color explosion. So light and bright. Don't go away. And there's this contrast. But yesterday, this was one of the last two to come out of the egg. And yesterday when I came to check on them, I noticed something peculiar about this little baby. I really, as soon as I cut the egg, I wanted to keep this one. And those of you who've dealt with leopard and clown a lot, now the other leopard clown that I have is really reduced in the pattern, which is like most of them I've seen. But this spotting all throughout here just really looks leopard-like to me. I don't know if that's accurate or if this could just be an OD leopard clown that's just amazing looking. All of these clowns are 100% het pied, and you even have a little bit of markers here. But one thing special about this little baby that I noticed yesterday is, let me see if we can get it up there in the camera. If you notice, it only has one eye. So on the left side, it was born without an eye. There's nothing there, just scales. This is actually I think this is the third time that I've hatched a one-eyed snake. Both the others are still with us. We've still got them. One of them is from our very first clutch we ever hatched and has been one of our ambassador animals since he was born, and absolutely helps some people overcome their fear. So this little baby is more than likely staying put. I wanted to keep it as soon as I saw as soon as I cut the egg. But given the one eye, we'll probably hang on to it. Turn this into another one of our ambassador animals. Probably won't be breeding though, given I can't tell if it's a male or female quite yet. So we'll give it some time to shed, and then we'll pop again and check with the probe. But just wanted to share. Come on, very shy. These amazing babies with you now that they've all crawled out. Obviously, these three are kind of the stars of the show of that clutch. It's really what we were going for. And with them being het pied, they'll hopefully help move that clown pied projects forward. But it's amazing how similar and yet how different they are. I don't know. Chime in. Tell me what you think as far as these babies. 1, 2, 3. We got leopard in some of them. Which ones do, which ones don't. Because they all have certain characteristics of it to me, but they all look so different. But anyway, these are awesome babies, and I'm really excited to be able to share them with you. So now, let me put these up and we'll talk some more. All right, so I got them put away and I'm back. I've got one of the beauties from this pied clutch out here with me, just because it's better to look at than I am. So this clutch was obviously very highly anticipated. very excited about the results and the outcome. These beautiful animals. A little feisty monkey. But this clutch had some disappointment in it as well. So all of the eggs hatched, all went full term, and all the babies actually crawled out. But there were actually 3 babies in this clutch that didn't make it. They had some birth defects, some kinking, and internal issues. And so they made it all the way. They even crawled out of the egg on their own strength. But when I went to check on them after they had crawled out, unfortunately, 3 of the babies had passed away. Now, I can't tell you exactly why that happened. Birth defects do happen. I wouldn't say they're like super common, but they're not rare either. I've been doing this for a number of years, and it seems like it just happens randomly. Now, how do I get an 8-egg clutch and five babies are completely healthy and normal and fine, and others have kinks? I don't think it could be an incubation issue. Temperatures, I check my temperatures. I actually have my thermostat, which records the high and lows. I have 2 different temperature gauges in different levels of the incubator while we go the whole time. So I can always check what temperature levels have been, highs, lows, temperature spikes, things like that. I haven't had any of those this season. So I don't think it's an incubation issue. My concern at this point is that it actually may be the mother. So the mother of this clutch, though she's given me these 5 healthy babies, she's only produced for me one other time. It was 2 years ago, and out of 4 eggs, only 1 of the babies made it. 3 of them, again, had some deformities in the egg, and they didn't survive. Now that 4th baby, completely healthy. I've still got her. She has eaten great. She's growing, very, very healthy. No problems whatsoever. So it's just one of those odd things. What that means for me is I'll probably never breed that mother again. I'll either hang on to her as a pet, or I may sell her at some point as a pet only to someone who definitely won't breed her. But given the 2 clutches with that result, I can't really in good conscience breed her again. So I'm really enjoying these beautiful babies that she gave me. But it's sad. I mean, it's heart-wrenching. I'll tell you, as a breeder, there's nothing that's more heartbreaking than losing a baby or hatching one out that won't be able to survive on its own, or won't be able to survive. I've had it happen a couple times in the past where I've had babies that I've had to euthanize because they had a condition that wasn't survivable. And to be honest with you, that just sucks. I hate it. By far the worst part of breeding these animals, and for all the joy that goes along with it, that really stinks. So I just wanted to put it out there that even in the midst of these serious highs and these amazing animals, things don't always go perfect. This season has been an incredible season for us with the surprises we've had, recessive genes popping up that we didn't know were in there. And I mean, just look at this baby. It's absolutely amazing, gorgeous, beautiful, these bright, deep, rich orange colors. And I love pieds. I mean, any pied, really. So you have these amazing highs, and then you get those lows. It goes both ways. And I share this in case anybody out there wants to be a breeder, or you're breeding and something like this happens to you. There was another breeder, much more experienced, that shared something similar to this with me right before I had that clutch of eggs 2 years ago. And nothing like that had ever happened to me. But those babies were fully developed, well, almost fully developed in the egg, but they died before they could cut out. And they had a little jaw issue, so they couldn't get out of the egg. It's one of the main reasons why I cut all my clutches now when they get close to 60 days. But thankfully, a seasoned, experienced breeder who I would say is an expert, one of the best in the business, shared with me about how that happens sometimes, and even video of a clutch that had happened to him. And so that kind of prepared me a little bit better for that occurrence. So if you ever consider breeding, know that it is a possibility, and it's devastating, right? To see those babies and get all excited and then see that they didn't make it or they can't make it. I just showed the baby with one eye. That's sad too, but not nearly as much, because that's a special baby, and she's going to grow and I think every indication is he or she, I think it's a she, but I'm not 100% sure, will be completely healthy and live a normal life just with one less eye. And that'll never affect that snake, never bother that snake at all. It won't know the difference. In fact, I can show you my boy here. He's actually got his head out. He's looking to come out. This is Cyclops. This is the first clutch that I ever produced. He was one of the babies, and so I've raised him up since then. But you can see he too, like this baby, was born with just one eye. You got a little stuck shed on your neck. Nowhere else, just that one spot on the neck. But he has never had a problem eating. He also has a kink in his back here. It's never kept him. He moves a little funny, but that's okay. Gives him character. He's absolutely gorgeous, and he's the first snake that we introduce people to if they're scared of snakes. And I kid you not that people have lost their fear of snakes in this room or in the room they were kept in a time dealing with this guy. My small boys that they're friends with my boys that live next door. Mom's terrified of snakes, won't even come over here. But those boys come over all the time and say, "Can I hold Cyclops?" They want to play with him. So he really is a valuable addition to our team here, our collection, and he helps represent the mission of seventh level reptiles to help educate people and help people lose that fear of snakes that's not really based on anything rational, I guess I should say. But the cool thing about it is I've actually been invited by a friend who's a 8th grade science teacher, and so Cyclops later this year or early next year is actually going to go with me into a science classroom in a middle school, and he's going to get introduced to a bunch of middle school students, and we can help overcome this stigma around snakes, this fear that is learned through primarily ignorance. That's not to insult anybody. Ignorance just means you don't know better. And so I'm really excited about that. Earlier this week, yesterday, actually, my son came home. He's in the 9th grade, and he had talked to his science teacher, and she said if the director of the school is willing, that I can come in with the snakes and do some stuff, some education and some introduction of these animals in his classroom as well. So I'm really excited about these opportunities. But one of the coolest thing about a snake like this is I can introduce him, and he's very non-threatening because people this human nature, they feel sorry for him when they see, oh, he's only got one eye and he's got a little hunchback, but he's completely happy, healthy. He's always eating great. And he's really one of the sweetest snakes we own. And again, his name is Cyclops. Oh, he wants to say hello. Don't knock the camera over, please. But he'll influence hopefully many years and maybe even generations of people to not judge snakes the way that they're so often judged. I'm going to put him up now because the other baby is trying to slither away. But anyway, that's the sad news. That's the special news. That's the difference, ups and downs, highs and lows that come along with breeding these animals and working with them. Oh, sorry, baby. So we'll put him back in here and let them all shed out. But I know this is a longer video, a little more personal, talking about some of these things. Hopefully this has been informative. You've appreciated it. If you like this real type content, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I might not know the answer, but I'll try and find it. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have an amazing, wonderful day. See ya.